watch the chat. Okay, we should be rolling. Why is it not going? Okay. Okay, so to catch you guys up, I got a Mario Choose Your Own Adventure book based on Mario Advance. We did a Mario run last time where we played through the whole thing as Mario. Here's my co-host.
Hello.
She is my mom. When I do the Patreon supporter shout out, it says my mom. That's not someone's username. And this time, we're going to go through the book as Luigi. I'm not going to go through the tutorial again. We get the gist. Introduction, Mario's Dream. One night, Mario, the world's favorite plumber, had a strange dream. He dreamt that he climbed a long staircase that led to a mysterious door. When he opened the door, he discovered a world he had never seen before. A faint voice from the land beyond the door. Fuck, why can't I read today? A faint voice from the land beyond the door reached him, saying, "Welcome to Subcon, the land of dreams. We have been cursed by Wart and are completely under his evil spell. You are the chosen one. Defeat Wart and return Subcon to normal. Please help us." Just as Mario tried to answer the voice, there was a flash of lightning that blinded him. He lost his balance and fell through the door. He woke with a start and sat up in bed. What a strange dream, he thought, but there was no time to worry about it. Today was the day of his picnic with Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad. Peach had picked a new spot in the park for their picnic, so Mario walked over to his brother. Really, you two? His brother Luigi's house, and they both headed to the park. When they arrived, Peach and Toad were already there. They had a great picnic. When it was over, they decided to explore. They came across a strange passage, and a stairway cut into the side of a hill. At the top of the stairs, there was a the door from Mario's dream. Opening the door, the group saw a wondrous land spread out before them. But before they could admire the view for long, a flash of lightning and booming thunder shook the stairs, and all four companions tumbled through the door, falling into the land of dreams known as Subcon. The adventure begins. Down, down, down the four friends fell until they finally reached the ground. After making sure everyone was all right, Mario saw a small book on the ground, A Traveler's Guide to Subcon. "Now this will come in handy," said Mario. The book contained all the things the group would need to know to defeat the enemies in their path and challenge Wart for control of the land. Luigi, who had been scouting the hill they were on, looked over Mario's shoulder. That's interesting. Let me see it." Mario turned to hand the guide to Luigi, but a sudden gust of wind snatched the book from Mario's hand and sent it high into the air. They watched helplessly as the book floated on the breeze, landing on a distant hilltop. "We need that book!" exclaimed Mario. "Who will go after the book?" "For this run, we're doing Luigi." That sounded wrong. Turn to page 76. Luigi's Adventure. "I'll get the book," said Luigi. He felt bad. If he hadn't asked to see the guidebook, it wouldn't have blown away. Waving to the others, he set off down the path, heading for the hill he thought the book had landed on. As Luigi walked along, he could hear a roaring noise in the distance. The noise grew louder and louder until Luigi could finally see what it was coming from. Several large waterfalls were right across his path. "I can easily jump across these waterfalls," thought Luigi, "but I wonder what that creature is on the other side." A small blue creature was watching Luigi from the other side of the first waterfall. Luigi jumped over the waterfall. Of all four companions, Luigi could jump the farthest, so he had no trouble making the long jump. As soon as Luigi landed on the other side, the blue creature spit a small bullet at him. Luigi jumped just in time to avoid the bullet, and then he jumped again to get past the enemy. Rather than try to fight, Luigi jumped across the next waterfall to safety. There were several more waterfalls ahead, but in front of one of them, he saw a tuft of grass sticking out of the ground. Curious, he pulled on it and was surprised to find a strange potion hidden in the grass. A I wonder what this does, he said. Before he could take a closer look at the potion, he noticed something in the grass and picked it up. The guidebook! I found it! He cried, and he carefully tucked it into his pocket. Luigi had to decide what to do. He could climb the hills and use the log bridge to cross the long waterfall ahead. He could keep jumping across the falls, or he could use the strange potion. Should we use the log bridge, jump across the waterfalls, or use the strange potion?
It's Luigi, doesn't he like to jump?
You can jump higher. All right.
Jumpy, jumpy.
We're going to jump across the waterfalls. Page 60. Splash. Luigi was a good jumper. In fact, he could jump farther than any of his friends. He had the best jumps, the hugest jumps. So he decided to jump across the falls. Normally, he would have had no problem, but he was worried he would drop the potion in the guidebook in his pocket. He misjudged one of his jumps and fell into the raging water. Over the falls he tumbled, losing the potion and guidebook as he fell. Down, down, down the falls he fell. And the last thing he thought before he hit the deep pool at the bottom of the falls was, I hope the others have better luck than I did. Turn to page 64. Luigi wakes up. Luigi woke up. As he sat up in his bed, he scratched his head. Was that all just a dream, he wondered? The more he thought about it, the harder it was to remember anything at all about his adventure in Subcon. Ah well, he thought, it must have been a dream. Just then, Mario peeked in his window, and Luigi went to open the door for him, forgetting all about the land of Subcon and their quest to defeat the evil Wart. Deep in the land of dreams, the people of Subcon lost hope, forever doomed to live under Wart's control. Okay, so that didn't go well.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
My turn. I say we use the potion.
Okay.
Subspace. Luigi decided to use the strange potion before he went any further. He held it up to look at it, but clumsily dropped it. As soon as the potion hit the ground, a magic door appeared. Luigi quickly opened the door and found himself in a strange, dark world. The first thing he could see was a giant mushroom on the path ahead. He picked up the mushroom, but before he could explore more, he found himself back on the grass. The magic door was gone. What was that all about, he wondered. Remembering that he had the guidebook, he leafed through it until he found a picture of the mushroom he had just picked up. Says here that my mushroom restores my health if I've been injured, or gives me a second chance if I die while in Subcon. Luigi closed the book. That's good to know, he said. Luigi had used the potion. He only had two choices now. Okay, since we know jumping across the waterfalls is a bad idea, we're going to use the log bridge. Over the bridge. Luigi decided that it might be safer to climb the hills and use the log bridge to cross the waterfalls. So he tucked the potion away and began climbing. Didn't we just use the potion?
Uh-huh.
Near the top of the hill, he stopped to look back the way he had come and noticed something odd. Above the last hilltop in front of the falls, something was floating in the air. He made a quick jump to reach the hilltop and discovered that the floating object was a big cherry. His stomach rumbled as he licked his lips. The picnic was a long time ago. I'm hungry, he said, and he jumped to reach the floating fruit. Delicious, he said as he swallowed the bobbing cherry. Shut up.
Yo no sé nada porque su momento no era estúpida. I know nothing.
He looked around and noticed 4 more cherries floating above. Shut up. Floating above the ground. He quickly jumped to reach all of them and gobbled them up. Shut up. As soon as he ate the last cherry, a small smiling star appeared and began floating toward him. Before he could move, the star ran into him. Instantly, Luigi felt very strong and his body began to glow. Shut up! You're not helping.
Can't help it. This stuff just like brings out my inner 13-year-old.
Oh, God. He
Where do you
checked
think
the
you get your
guidebook.
sense of humor from?
Yeah, I know. He checked the guidebook to see what was going on. A starman keeps enemies from harming me for a short time. Smiling at his discovery and feeling very powerful, Luigi turned around and headed back for the log bridge. He ran into several enemies along the way and knocked them off the path as if they weren't even there. The starman's power only lasted until he reached the bridge. where he felt like his old self again. Those cherries were good, and after I ate 5 of them, that Starman appeared. I'll have to find more of them. He, th- he thought and crossed over the log bridge. Once he was on the other side, he saw that there were several more islands that led across the waterfalls like stepping stones. Timing his jumps carefully, he used them to reach the other side. A huge brick wall blocked the path ahead,
Boys. Sorry.
but he could see a small door in the wall as he got closer. Just past the door, in a small grassy area, he found something he hadn't seen before. A large pipe was sticking out of the ground, and when he peeked inside, he couldn't see anything. It was very dark. Near the pipe, under a tuft of grass, Luigi found another strange potion.
Mm-hmm.
Should we use the door, climb into the pipe, or use the potion?
Pipe.
All right.
We're gonna die. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
Luigi's shortcut. Luigi decided to see what was in the pipe, so he climbed inside. As he slid down the pipe, it got very dark, and he wondered if he had made the right choice. As the light above disappeared, he could see a dim light below that grew larger as he slid down the pipe toward it. As he slid closer, he could see that the light pulsed and swirled, filling the end of the pipe. Unable to stop himself, Luigi slid down the pipe and into the strange light. Immediately, Luigi found himself standing on a grassy path. He was a bit dizzy from the slide and the sudden change, but he could tell that he was far from the pipe entrance. In fact, this looked like another world. Before he could think about it much more, he saw some people on the path far ahead. He wasn't sure what else he could do, so he started walking toward them. As he got closer, he could see that one of them was wearing red overalls and a blue shirt. "Mario!" he cried, and the group of people, who he could now see were his friends, ran to meet him on the path. Page 50.
Yay.
Together again. The 4 friends were finally together again. After everyone had a chance to talk about their adventures, it was time to get down to business. "Now that we've got the guidebook," said Mario, "let's see if we can find this wart and save Subcon." With a cheer, they set off. It wasn't long before they came to their first challenge. The path they were on led to a ladder. One by one, they climbed the ladder until they reached the ground above. Toad ran ahead a bit and came running back. "There's one of those pipes on top of this hill," he said, "but I can't jump high enough to reach it." Luigi, who could jump higher and further than anyone, took a look. "I can reach it," he said. "Wait, Luigi," said Mario. "Maybe we should leave it alone and keep going. After all, we need to find our way to Ward as quickly as possible." Should we let Luigi jump into the pipe or keep following the path? Well, this is the Luigi run, so we're going to let Luigi do the Luigi thing.
Uh-huh.
The search for Luigi. Luigi quickly climbed down into the pipe. "Oh my!" they heard him shout, and then he disappeared down the pipe. "Luigi?" Mario called, but there was no answer. "I don't like this," said Toad. Mario knew that Peach was the only one of them besides Luigi who could jump to the pipe. "Peach, would you jump up there and see if Luigi's all right?" "Sure I will," said Peach. And she jumped up onto the ledge near the pipe. "I don't see him inside, but I do see a bright light way down in the bottom of the pipe." Peach looked at Mario. "Mario, Luigi's gone." Mario nodded. "I thought so. Luigi must have found a warp. There's no way to tell where it took him without following. I'm not sure. It could have taken him to another world, or just somewhere else in this one. We can't leave him alone. Help us up, Peach. We have to go after him." Turn to page 26. Down the pipe. Peach helped the others reach the ledge, then all of them jumped into the pipe. They fell toward the light below, which grew brighter as they fell closer to it. 1 minute they were sliding down the pipe, and the next they were standing on a platform high in the clouds. "Ah, there you are," said Luigi, who had been waiting for them to arrive. "I didn't know if you'd follow me or not." Toad was already looking around, and as always, he was impatient to get moving. Peach and Mario were talking quietly, trying to decide what to do. I think we've got to go that way, said Luigi, pointing at some small towers in the distance. We can't go back, I already tried. The others agreed, and so they set off. As they jumped across the platforms in the clouds, they had to battle swarms of enemies. Mario read the guidebook, and they used what they learned to get past them all. They reached the tower ahead and saw a sign outside. Wart's Castle, visitors not welcome. It's Wart's Castle! We've made it! Cried Mario. They quickly ducked inside. It was dark and gloomy. This is scary, said Peach. Everyone agreed, but they knew that they had to keep going to find Wart. The first room of the castle was a maze of poles and platforms. Luigi led the way since his jumping ability made it easier for him to defeat the enemies in their path. They came to a pole that led down through the floor. Should we go down? Asked Luigi, or take that pole up through the ceiling? He pointed to a pole off in the distance that hung down within reach. Let's go up, said Toad. I'll bet that nasty ward is at the top of the castle. Maybe so, said Mario, but he could be in the dungeon, too. We went to the dungeon last time.
Yeah.
Should we go to the top?
Yeah.
Page 82. Wart's Castle. They climbed up the pipe one by one. When they reached the top, Toad scampered ahead and returned quickly. There's a door on the other side of this room, but there's also another chain we can climb that's hanging from the center of the room. Before they could decide which way to go, they had to battle enemies in the room. Luigi led the way again, and they got rid of them quickly. I vote we climb up, said Mario. The jump to that door looks too far for Toad and me. Peach and I can help you, Mario, said Luigi. I'll bet that door is a shortcut. Either way is probably alright, said Peach. Let's just pick one. Up the chain or through the door?
Chain.
Alright.
Maximum effort.
Wart's Castle, the tower. They agreed to climb up the chain instead of going through the door. There were several more chains hanging from above, and they used them to avoid the enemies that were in their path. After they had climbed a bit more, they realized that they were all inside a tall tower. This doesn't look good, said Luigi, but I think we're going to go the right way. Carefully, using the chains and jumping across the platforms above, the group made their way up the tower. Hey, there's a door over here, said Toad. Before the others even saw it, Toad opened it and peeked through. It leads outside. I'll bet it's just the front door to this tower. You're probably right, Toad, said Mario. Let's keep climbing. After several close calls, the group reached the top of the tower. There, they found another door. Let's go, said Mario, and they all walked through the door into the castle. Page 66.
Coolio.
Decision time. Once they were through the door, the four friends were in a long hallway. In the middle of the hallway, there was a locked door. I'll bet that's the way in, said Luigi. You're probably right, agreed Mario. But where's the key? In addition to the locked door, there was another door and several chains hanging down through the openings in the hallway floor. Let's split up and check out the chains in the other door, suggested Peach. We could take a quick peek and then meet back here. They all agreed and split up to find the key. This is a Luigi run, so we're going with Luigi, page 24.
There you go.
Luigi's search. Luigi decided to climb down the chain on the far side of the room. Once he was in the room below, he saw Birdo waiting for him. Birdo? What a pain, thought Luigi. He knew that he could defeat Birdo, but he had been hoping for an easy path to the key. Just then, Peach poked her head through the hole in the ceiling. Luigi, the key has to be down there. Mario couldn't find it, and neither did we. Do you need help? No thanks, said Luigi. I can handle this. Luigi dropped the it literally says dropped the floor in the room. Luigi dropped the floor in the room and began catching Birdo's eggs. Once he had hit her with 3 of them, the battle was over. He crossed the room and entered the small door set in the wall. Inside, he found a key chamber. As usual, the key was guarded by a Phanto, so he had to drop the key once he had it to avoid being caught. He quickly made his way up the chain with the key, where he met his friends again. Page 34. Wart's Castle. outside Wart's lair. Luigi emerged with the key, and everyone cheered. Piece of cake, said Luigi. He unlocked the door, and the four friends entered the next room. They saw a tunnel. I'll bet that leads to Wart, said Toad, and he ran to it. Toad, wait! Cried Mario. Toad stopped and waited for the others. That bird mask over the tunnel entrance looks different. We must be careful, we're almost there. Toad nodded, and the group slowly neared the tunnel. There was a crystal in front of the tunnel, and some mushroom blocks. Luigi grabbed the crystal and handed it to Mario. This should unlock the tunnel, Luigi said. Look out! Cried Peach. The brothers saw Peach duck to avoid the attack. The mask flew through the air and swooped to attack again. Luigi, grab a mushroom block! Yelled Mario. They both grabbed a block and threw it. The mask didn't stop attacking them. Mario tried again. This time the block stopped the attack, allowing them to enter the tunnel. Everyone be ready, said Mario. I've got a feeling that Wart's on the other side of this tunnel. Page 78. Wart. As the companions entered Wart's chamber, they couldn't see much at first. It was very dark, but they could see something moving across the room. They cautiously crossed the room, and a booming voice stopped them in their tracks. Well, I see you've made it at last, said Wart. Too bad it was all for nothing. Wart was a huge, ugly frog, and his voice boomed in the chamber. Subcon is mine, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. We'll see, said Mario, and he charged right at Wart. Toad and Luigi were right behind him, but Wart just laughed and spit out 3 bubbles of foam. Mario, Luigi, and Toad couldn't stop in time. The bubbles surrounded them, lifting them off the floor. Too bad, Mario, said Wart. Maybe that will teach you. Wart had been so busy dealing with Mario and the others, he had forgotten about Peach. Peach saw a strange machine near Wart as she walked over to it. While she was looking at the machine and Wart was dealing with Mario, a vegetable came out of the machine. Peach grabbed the veggie and threw it at Wart while he was taunting Mario. Take that, you big meanie, she yelled. The vegetable went right in Wart's open mouth, and he had to stop yelling at Mario. I hate vegetables, Wart said. He turned his attention to Peach, but another veggie was on the way into his mouth. Wart began spitting foam bubbles at Peach, but she dodged them all as she waited for more veggies to come from the machine. Each time she got one, she waited for Wart to taunt her, and then she tossed one into his open mouth. Go, Peach! Yelled Mario, and the others chimed in, cheering her on. Wart was frantically tossing bubbles at Peach, but she easily glided past them and tossed the 5th and final veggie into Wart's mouth. Yuck! Screamed Wart, and with that, he began to disappear. No, you can't do this! Subcon is mine! Wart's screams grew fainter and fainter, until at last he was gone. Page 54. Victory. We did it, squealed Peach. The foam bubbles holding the others popped, and they all met in the center of the room. Great job, Peach, said Mario. Sorry we weren't much help. Mario, we beat Wart together. I never would have been able to get to that machine without your help. With that, Peach kissed Mario on the cheek, and Toad and Luigi smiled. Just then, a strange light appeared in the chamber, and a voice spoke to them. Thank you, my friends. Subcon is now free, and we have you to thank. The land of dreams will be as it always was. It is within our power to grant you all a wish. Name it, and you shall have it. The 4 friends looked at one another and smiled. Mario spoke for the group. We don't need anything. We have one another. Very well, Mario. Know that your names will be forever remembered in Subcon. Go now. We will see you again in your dreams. With that, the light and the voice faded away. Mario turned to Peach and was about to say something when he realized she was gone. Toad and Luigi were gone too. Mario started to worry, but then he saw that he was no longer in Wart's chamber. Back at home, Mario tossed and turned in his sleep. Suddenly he woke up. We did it, he said. Just then someone knocked on his door. He went to answer it and found Peach, Luigi, and Toad outside. They all smiled and came inside, talking about their adventure. As they were talking, there was another knock on the door. A messenger was outside. He handed Mario a letter. Mario tore it open to reveal a sheet of paper. Mamma mia, he said, and showed them the paper. A single sentence was written on it. It's not over yet, I'll be back. Signed, Wart. The companions looked at one another and shrugged. Mario said, as long as we're together, war doesn't stand a chance. With that, they tossed the letter into the trash and left to celebrate their victory. The end.
Okay.
Yeah. We only got one death that time.
There you go. Sorry.
So that was Luigi Advance.
There you go.
I'm probably going to do a poll to see if anybody wants us to do a Toad or Peach run.
I'm guessing this isn't live.
It is live.
Okay.
But there's only like 2 people watching.
Oh, well, talk to the people, not me.
No, I know. Well, you need to know too because you're my co-host.
I know, but we can talk this offline. Hi, peoples. Power to the peoples.
Say hi to my mom.
Hi to my mom. Ow. That's elder abuse.
Wow. All right. Well, there's going to be a poll on the channel to see if you guys want us to 100% the book and play through this Toad and Peach, or if we should just read the Traveler's Guide to Subcon in the next stream and just wrap it up. I do have some more video game interactive novels on the way. They're Sonic the Hedgehog themed. I managed to find 3 of the 6 books that were published back in the 90s. And those are a lot, from what I've been hearing, those are a lot more complicated than this one. Like, those have stats to keep track of and everything. Like, they're a full-on RPG. So, stay tuned. More of this to come. See ya.